Well, things just got very interesting when it comes to the housing market.
All right, you can come out now.
If you don't know, the Biden administration has just announced that they will be forgiving student loan debt up to $20,000. That's right, up to $20,000 of student loan forgiveness. Now, we obviously don't know what strings are going to be attached when it comes to going through the paperwork, if it's super easy or not, but I think there is an income requirement of up to $125,000 income per borrower. I want to say, first of all, to anyone who is going to be able to take advantage of this, I want to say, go for it. Do your thing. You should 100% go after it. It is something that will be available if you take it or not. But this is the one thing that I do want to have a conversation about. Everything is not perfect with this situation. There's two sides of the coin on this one, guys.
I don't know. I think that's a bit dodgy, mate.
But let's first jump into exactly what's going to happen with this student loan debt. Biden forgives up to $20,000 in student loan debt and extends payment pause. That's another whole story. The pausing of debt. Just keep kicking the can down the road. But it says, Washington, President Joe Biden announced Wednesday that he will cancel student loan debt, will provide $20,000 in debt relief to Pell Grant recipients and $10,000 for all other borrowers. Biden, who spelled out his plans in a tweet, is expected to provide more detail around 2 o'clock today. The long-anticipated move will be accompanied by an extension until January of the federal student loan payment pause. I want to just really convey this message so no one doesn't think that I'm, hating or anything like that. Listen, I get it. Everyone who has student loan debt, mostly everybody, I should say, wants to get rid of student loan debt. It is one of these things that is a nagging debt for most individuals who have it.
It's an evil world we live in.
And I get it. And I 100% want you to take advantage of that situation. I don't want anyone to think that I'm insensitive to this particular situation and debt being crushing on an individual. I don't want you to think that at all. But I want you to understand what this just did. Okay, so we all understand what happened when the stimulus checks were being pushed out. We understand that that's what caused inflation. When you printed up all that money, when you printed it up, and Biden said, you know what, I'm going to print to help out the economy during the pandemic, to make people want to spend, which made demand. And I want you guys to definitely listen to the word demand. We wanted to push demand higher, and that's what we got. You give people money, they will spend it.
Number 9, large.
That means more people will buy goods and services, and that's exactly what happened. So we got that, right? And inflation went up. Now, if you guys don't remember, I just want to freshen up your memory. If you didn't know, inflation just came down. Now, it didn't come down dramatically. Like, once again, I've said multiple times on this channel that yes, inflation did decrease, but it really doesn't matter until it gets to that 3%, 4% era maybe, but we want to really see it in 3. So that's where we're trying to get, and we're far, far from that. But remember, everybody was like, yay, inflation is going down. It was such a big event. We got the number, and it went down from 9.1% to 8.5%. Let's all, raise hands, have a party. It's going down. Finally, gas prices went down, which caused inflation to go down. Now, let's get back to the current events. And we now have a current event where Biden is going to get rid of debt, erase debt off of student loans. Now, do you think, let's just do, a survey here. Do you think, erasing debt and making a, a stimulus type effect? A, do you think it's going to decrease inflation? B, increase inflation? C, do nothing? Or D, you don't really care? If you picked increase inflation, you would be correct. Guys, listen. When you get rid of, debt, when you erase a huge portion of debt and you do these stimulus type activities, because this is what it is, stimulus check activities. Like, that's just what it is. You're giving away money by erasing debt. And that's what the government is doing. Now we're putting ourselves back. Listen, guys, back into inflation continuing to rise. I mean, in the best case scenario, guys, it will do nothing to inflation. But we know that won't happen. We're going to see it in the markets. We're going to see it in the numbers. It's going to creep up, guys. So get ready for that. But the question is how will it affect you? Well, the irony of this whole erasing debt, the student loan debt is, the funny thing is you will get rid of, $10,000 worth of someone's debt up to $20,000 with Pell. But let's just go ahead and say the $10,000 because that's probably the norm for everybody. So $10,000 is erased, but you increase inflation, which makes the Fed increase interest rates. And there are a bunch of people, guys, and you may be one of them, that have a variable rate right now, and you 100% will now be paying more on your student loan. So you got $10,000 erased, but then all of a sudden you have to also pay increased rates because you have a variable rate on your student loan. Now, the irony of that is just mind-blowing that you try to get rid of debt so they have to pay less, but you increase their interest rates because you're creating inflation. Huh? And it just blows my mind, guys. And I know, listen, I'm not trying to bore you with all this stuff, but I'm trying to let you guys know this stuff really is important and how it connects. So then we move on to the housing market, guys. And we all know that rates continue to be increased. So if inflation is increased because of this stimulus type of activity, then you can suspect that the Fed will continue to raise rates up, and up, which will create one of two things. Either you're happy about it or are you going to be like, what? Either it's going to force you out the market or it's going to keep you in the market and prices on homes are gonna tank because of the demand. It will put people in a predicament because it will put people in a position. On one end, people will not be able to afford a home because interest rates are so high. And then on the other end, we have prices of home just plummeting. And if you do have the money to get into the market, then you will have a field day. So I am just saying, guys, I really do hope that it does not affect inflation. But in my thought process and in my opinion, it will have some implications. How much will it have an implication on inflation? I do not know. But we do know this, guys, that rates will continue to be pushed up until the inflation period will come down, which means that you will be hit if you have a variable rate on credit cards, home loans, car loans, any of that type of stuff. You will be hit hard on those things. And even though you got $10,000 erased, this will affect interest rates going up and you will pay more. It really depends on your case, on which side that you're on, if you really care that this will affect you or you really don't care. But here's the thing. Either way, the opportunity to erase the debt will not go away. So go ahead and go after erasing that debt if you can. Take advantage of all the opportunities at hand. I'm just letting you guys know this is not a situation that doesn't have consequences. And I'm just here to give you the details of how it can affect you on both sides. I just want to add one last thing to this video, and that is the pause of payments. When you're stopping payments and we can't see what the actual American is dealing with when it comes to bills and everything, because everything's things paused, it's going to be a tough time. Remember, I was looking forward to kind of seeing and analyzing what's going to happen during the Christmas time, but now it seems like the Biden administration is going to pause all student loan debt until the beginning of next year. So that means you're just putting and stuffing and forcing money into people's pocket, which, once again, I am not against that, but for the sake of this video, we're trying to really get down to the bottom of exactly what's going to happen. It's just kicking the can down the road, because this is the truth. If you had a hard time paying your student loans, 2 years ago or a year ago, whenever they stopped payments, kicking the can down the road, it's just stopping the inevitable. But hey, this is going to still be an interesting Q4 and the beginning of next year. We're going to really see exactly what's going to happen in the economy. But all of these nuggets, guys, all of this data and information that I'm giving you, it should put you in a better position to make the best decision that you can for you and your family. Once again, I hope you got value out of this content. I need you to watch this next video here. It will help you learn everything about this crazy housing market. Also, get into your first rental property. Check in the description below. I have useful links there, membership program, and free credit report. See you in the next one. Thanks.